surprising. Like, okay, like 1.6, like some of the stuff they projected him at, like I would take that at shortstop. I'm not guaranteed that he's going to do that at shortstop. And we pretty much,
and that's
he has Frazier and Gonzalez at second.
Right.
Yeah, but Gonzalez might actually be at short. So it's like you see these, and it's like the floor, DiNardo, is like average. Like you don't see like just a complete drop off somewhere. So the floor is pretty, to me, the floor is decently high. Like you're sitting at that average mark. So if anybody on there has, a breakout season, or, Marte even has a better season, or Vasquez turns it on and has a really unbelievable season, or Archer really gets going like what we're hoping, we can see, or Tyone takes a step forward, or Joe Musgrove breaks out. Like one or two of those could really make this team. It's just, where's it coming from? It's like, and why, for the love of God, didn't you go sign somebody and add to that?
Sure. So let's say this. I mean, so talk about single players. Well, we'll start with the lineup. Is there anyone that stands out to you, maybe more optimistic?
Well, I mean, Newman. It's like Newman left that bad taste in your mouth from last year, where it's like he was so bad, and it's we've heard the things, him and Kramer were just worn down, which I think that obviously played a part into it. Mm-hmm. But I mean, Newman was pretty bad. But when you look at like the projected slash line, 261, 307, 347. I mean, it's not great. 77 OPS plus.
Yeah.
But I mean,
they're not saying that Newman's going to be
Jordy?
Good. It's just like he's getting that 1.5 WAR, I guess, just because of volume. He plays shortstop. He's going to get all the at bats for the projections. So, but offensively, it's not that it's good. Defensively, I guess he'll be above average. That's is what it is. But what I love, and you brought this up too, the comp. So Kevin Newman's comp, Ryan, tell us the comp.
In these comps, as Dan mentioned on our show, we had asked them about the comps. They're comparing them to that player at that point of his career.
Right.
So when, if you see a comp for, like Corey Dickerson is Garrett Anderson, it's not like, might not be, well, that's a bad example because Corey Dickerson's a little older, but it's not like, Garrett Anderson at like age 33 or whatever. Like it's at that point of his career. Kevin Newman's comp is Freddie Sanchez.
Now, wouldn't it be awesome if Kevin Newman eventually became the NL hitting champ?
As I said, I was like, I'll take it.
All this time we're complaining about Newman, and he's gonna be the NL hitting champion. How about that?
Right.
I thought that was interesting. But just like you said, I mean, no one I guess thought Freddie Sanchez was going to be that though either, and then he was, and then he wasn't very quickly.
And how about Kevin Kramer's comp is Ty Wigington?
Yeah,
so it's like another former Pirate,
ex-Pirates when the Pirates weren't good, which is a long time, I guess. So there's a lot of players that aren't going to be good that were ex-Pirates.
Wigington had a couple seasons with some power. He had some pop. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like this. Diaz, his comp is Sandy Alomar. I mean, all right.
Right.
I was like, okay, that's pretty good. Sounds good.
Starling Marte's comp is Bake McBride.
Bake McBride. Yeah.
Great.
I looked him up. I think he played in the 40s and 50s.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't look him up too hard.
Josh Bell, Sid Bream. How about that?
Yeah, that's brutal.
Josh Bell single-handedly is going to kill the Pirates once again.
No. Well, I'll tell you what. Don't trade him to the Braves.
Eric Gonzalez, Pat Mears. I'm loving this. Yeah. Like, it's funny. Like, you're reading all these comps, and you're just like, oh, this is going to be an awful team. This is not going to be good. So, anyways. But, that stood out. I guess it doesn't really stand out, too, because, like I said, offensively, it just seems like he's going to give the WAR by volume. But like Marte stood out in a negative manner in a sense, giving him over 3 WAR as we mentioned, but like a 102 OPS plus. But again, it's projections, and as Dan mentioned on the show, it takes the last 3 years, it weighs it very heavily. And Marte was suspended for half a year, and when he came back, he was awful. So I think that plays a big part. I mean, it's a 102 OPS plus. Last year, actually, Ryan, I think they gave him, it was like a 90-something, or, like a 90-something OPS plus.
Yeah.
So, I look at this and say, Marte's going to give us over 3 WAR with these average numbers. I certainly think he can do above average. I mean, he's proven it, last year. So he could definitely be better. I mean, there's definitely ways this team could outplay their projections.
Yeah, if you come in, I mean, I don't think, we both sit here, end of this season, 2019, Marte's at a 100 OPS. I just can't see that.
Right.
So I think, he'll definitely be, 110 and hopefully beyond that. But I look at this too, DiNardo. I mean, so, he points out there's the WAR, total, and then there's defense. And I don't know, if this is just defensive run saves, because he has, like Marte and Dickerson are +5, Polanco's +3, Adam Frazier +2, which is okay. Frazier, Gung's in here with 1. K. Brian Hayes 9. That's nice.
Yeah, he's good, man.
Moran 1, Newman 4, Kramer 2. So you're seeing all these. The only really negatives are Josh Bell's a -3, and then they have Cervelli -3, which, I think Cervelli, a lot of it's the health and everything, but also with Diaz also back there too. So, I think overall, the defense is okay. It's just that, I think Newman's a big question mark. What we were already worried about the bat. What is his glove going to provide? Is he going to be an average glove? Is he going to be an above average glove? Or is he going to be Jordy Mercer at his current age? So, it's yeah.
Right. Yeah, well, for everyone wondering too, Jung Ho Kang, 1.9 WAR. In his 358 plate appearance, he's batting .250, .332, .427, a 103 OPS plus. So
ISO
again,
of 177.
projecting that he's going to come back, but that's just what projections are. So I think realistically, I just don't know. That's just why we need players. You don't know what Jung Ho is going to bring.
Right. Well, that's the thing, and it's that had to probably been even a, I'd like to actually ask Dan about that if we had him on, to do the
maybe we'll have to get him back on. That. I'm intrigued by that. Is it just because the last 3 years, that one year he had 3 years ago? What are we
going off of? The what was he in the Winter League the one year? It's you didn't have much to go off of. He hasn't been here for a while, so that's literally a wild card.
Yeah. Yeah. So what about the starting pitching?
I like it. I think the big key is what we saw from the Steamer projections we talked about a month ago was, Trevor Williams had such a terrible ERA, and it was okay, I could see him regressing obviously to maybe a 4 point, or low 4s. Well, Zips has him at a 4.06.
Yep.
Which I think is more suitable to
that's fair.
Where you'd expect him to be.
I wouldn't be shocked if he had a 4.06. It's not I'm going to go and be totally disappointed, oh my gosh, such a bust. That's really what we expected Trevor Williams to be.
What was Steamer was 4.78 or something. It was what?
I think it was even worse than what his FIP was. Which is just mind-boggling.
Right. Musgrove 4.05, so kind of right there.
Yeah,
Archer,
it's I can't argue that.
No, I liked. Look, now they have what he has 24 walks in 126 innings. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he has more than 126 innings. Now I know they don't project really for the playing time. Mitch Keller has 129 innings in here.
Right.
Clay Holmes
but again,
has
what he's done the last 3 years.
In Japan.
Well, he was partly in the bullpen for some of it. He's injured last year, so I get it.
But overall, Archer 3.72. I think what is he at 3.4 WAR? That's nice. I think obviously he could be better than that. And then Tyone, we're expecting pretty big things from Tyone. They have a 3.53 ERA,
which is good.
Yeah, which is good.
It's
and
good.
And a 3.1. So, which they actually have. Archer actually has a better FIP than Tyone.
Shocking.
Archer
the FIP king.
Yeah, right. I want to see Tyone take that step forward and be the guy. It's today's game. I don't know. He had 191 innings last year. I don't know if we'll really see that many guys at 200 innings, but, be that 200 inning, 30-some starts a year, and be that guy. Be that consistent guy every fifth day. That's what I want from Tyone. So, it makes sense. He went from a 3.2 ERA to 2 years ago. He had a 4.44, and this one's got his ERA at 3.5. So I think it's about right projection wise. But yeah, I think Tyone can be better.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Tyone and Archer, almost every projection you're seeing, they're just neck and neck. And it really who is this team's air quotes ace? and it could really be either one of them. And that's a good thing. It's
1A, 1B.
Neither of them are like aces. I mean, you're not talking about Garrett Cole and Verlander right now, sadly. But
right.
you do have two very good top of the rotation arms, for sure. And, after that, the middle arms are solid middle arms. But right, like the thing is, I can definitely see Taillon taking that next step and being a top pitcher. We had this argument on Twitter a couple weekends ago. I definitely saw it flying around. Like, can Taillon be a top pitcher in MLB? And I guess it's what your definition of top is. What number do we end it on? But let's put it this way: could he be a top 20 pitcher in MLB? I absolutely believe he has it in them. And that's basically the ace of 2/3 of this league staff.
Yep.
So that's good. And the thing is, if Taillon and Archer are in the same conversation, neck and neck, you almost have like two of those guys. Because I think Archer could essentially be that as well. From what we saw when he started listening to Cervelli, and he got more comfortable in Pittsburgh. I mean, he finished out the season really strong. So I definitely think, like you said, he could definitely take that next step too. You have Jameson Taillon, who we're hoping, expecting almost. Again, this isn't hope. We're pretty much expecting him to take that next step also. And again, with what he did. And there's been talks around, his incorporation of the slider. Like, he's really been working on it this summer. Or winter, sorry. And, what he did when he, started including that into his repertoire is he looked outstanding. So, if he really can take the next step and Archer can be Chris Archer, the guy that we traded these top players for, man, that could be a nasty one too.
And that in the top four, I mean, Archer, Taillon, Musgrove, Williams. I mean, just off of these projections, WAR-wise, I mean, they're over 10 WAR just with those four.
Yep.
Now we've talked about the fifth rotation spot. We don't know what the heck's going on. But Trevor's another, I mean, look, the season he had, it's another wild card. Like, you're expecting a regression, but I don't know. He kept doing it last year. So, maybe he comes in and, he can replicate that magic again. Musgrove, I like Musgrove. I like where this is going. I don't know. Things that we've seen from him, like the My Stories that the Pirates are doing with, we've seen Brault, we've seen Kingham. Musgrove did it, and they talk for like a minute or so about, kind of like how they are on the mound and what their personality is and things like that. And Musgrove, I mean, is Musgrove not like the easiest guy to root for? Like, he's becoming like a favorite of mine. I mean, we saw him, him and Brault going out and tailgating during the Steelers game and stuff like that.
Packing the beers.
Like, yeah, that
dogs.
was cool.
Yeah, that was really cool, man.
Just going out and just tailgating with the Yinzers. So that was cool. And then you're seeing, like, Musgrove, like, he is a competitor. Like, he wants to go out there and take you out as the opposition. And that's, he says, he goes, I feel like that when I'm on the mound, that every fifth day, like, I'm the ace. Like, I'm, that's my teammates behind me and I'm fighting for them. And we saw that a little bit with the bias thing, last year where, they were kind of yelling, talking back and forth.
Yeah,
so,
he'll throw down. He'll throw down. I mean,
so,
as much as we talk about how stupid it is, throwing at guys, especially the heads and this and that, to know you have that guy that's, as a pitcher, he'll get in there with you. That does mean a lot. You definitely see pitchers that will run away. I'm not going to get hurt. You guys do that dirty work. No, he'll be in the middle of it. He'll start it. He'll be running to second base and starting it. So,
right.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. And like you said, he's easy to root for. That's the thing I see about this team, like, in general. There's not many guys that you can't say that to. I mean, look at Jameson Taillon. Very easy to root for. Chris Archer, especially since coming over here. So easy to root for. Trevor Williams, Richard Williams, like, I'm rooting for Trevor's dad. You say Musgrove. I mean, you can just go down the list of all these guys to root for, and it's just so easy to. But, I mean, especially the pitching side, for sure.
But I look at Musgrove. I mean, he had 19 starts last year, 4.06 ERA. But he had a 3.59 FIP. I mean, I look at the peripherals, DiNardo. So K per 9, he was at about 8. Walks, 1.8 per 9, not many walks. Didn't give up many home runs. And then didn't give up, 8.8 hits. Like, I feel like those peripherals, you put that in a full season if he stays healthy. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like Musgrove could be looking at a pretty good season.
Over the volume time. And plus, as we alluded to and said, he was injured.
Yep.
So he's not coming into season injured. And I say that because obviously he had surgery this offseason. But he's also ready. I'm not worried about him being ready. So, he's going to have a full season. He's, have a full spring. like I said, he's not coming into this season